The rain hammered the window like it had a grudge, turning our cramped Seattle apartment into a drowned-out echo chamber. I stumbled through the door, lips still buzzing from the goodbye kiss with Marcus on the stoop below, only to find Hunter looming in the kitchen. His fists clenched around a beer bottle, eyes burning with that familiar storm. "Get that faggot shit out of my house," he snarled, voice low and venomous, shattering the fragile piece I'd scraped together after a night that felt like freedom for once. I froze in the doorway, water dripping from my jacket onto the scuffed hardwood floor of our two-bedroom walk-up in Capitol Hill. The kind of place where young dreamers like me, Aiden Harper, 24, barista by day, aspiring graphic novelist by the endless night, clung to the city's pulse because rent was half what it would be in California, and the fog hid your secrets better than sunshine ever could. Hunter Kane, my roommate of 6 months, wasn't a dreamer. He was a transplant from rural Idaho, all broad shoulders and buzzed blonde hair, working construction gigs that left his hands calloused and his temper frayed. We'd answered the same Craigslist ad on a whim. Cheap rent, shared bathroom, no drama. Famous last words. That night, the drama crashed in like the downpour outside. Marcus had been my third date in as many weeks, a lanky photographer with a laugh that cut through the gloom of our first coffee at that hole in the wall on Pike Street. We'd ended up back at my place, fumbling through the awkward grace of two guys figuring out what touch meant when the world outside still whispered warnings. It wasn't fireworks, not yet, but it was real. Hands on skin, breaths mingling, the bed creaking under us like it approved. And then the door flew open. Hunter, home early from whatever bar he'd been nursing his solitude in. His face twisted as he took in the scene. Me, shirtless and flushed, Marcus half-dressed beside me. No words at first, just that stare, like I dragged the devil into our sanctuary. Marcus bolted, mumbling apologies as he yanked on his jeans. I sat there, heart pounding, pulling the sheet up like it could shield me from the judgment radiating off Hunter like heat from asphalt. "Jesus Christ, Aiden," he finally spat, slamming the door behind the fleeing ghost of my evening. "I told you when we moved in, this isn't some queer haven. Keep your parade out of the living room." The word hit like a slap. Queer. Not the reclaimed badge I wore quietly on my sleeve at Pride events or in the anonymous glow of Grindr chats, but a slur in his mouth, laced with the bitterness of someone who'd grown up in a town where rainbows were just weather warnings. I wanted to fire back, tell him to fuck off and find a new place if my existence offended his narrow worldview. But the lease loomed. My savings were a joke after art school debt, and Seattle's housing market was a beast that devoured the hopeful. So I swallowed it, the rage and the hurt, and muttered, "It won't happen again." Did, though. Not the dates. Marcus ghosted after that, probably spooked by the homophobe lurking in my hallway, but the tension simmered. Hunter avoided me for days, his heavy boots thudding through the apartment like accusations. Mornings, he'd grunt over his black coffee while I sketched at the kitchen table, my tablet screen alive with half-formed panels of caped heroes who could love without apology. Evenings, he'd blast country rock from his room, lyrics about lost trucks and faithful women that felt like coded jabs. I started wearing headphones constantly, drowning in indie folk playlists that spoke to the ache in my chest, the one that whispered I was too much, too out, for this shared space. Capitol Hill was supposed to be my refuge. The neighborhood thrummed with rainbow flags fluttering from balconies. Coffee shops where baristas slipped you extra pumps of vanilla if you mentioned your latest queer red. I'd moved here 2 years ago, chasing the ghost of a more authentic self after a childhood in Spokane where Dad's Bible study groups eyed me like I was the serpent in the garden. Mom tried. God. She tried, with her quiet hugs and love is love magnets on the fridge, but the whispers followed. High school crushes hidden in locker room glances, college hookups in dorms that ended in shame. Seattle promised reinvention. A city of drizzle and dreamers, where being gay wasn't a scandal but a Saturday. Yet here I was, trapped in a microcosm of intolerance. Hunter wasn't always a storm. When we'd first toured the place, a creaky third-floor unit in a brick building called the Evergreen Arms, with views of the Space Needle on clear days. He'd crack jokes about the leaky faucet, shared a pizza slice greasy with optimism. Roommates are like family, he'd said, clapping my shoulder too hard. Messy, but they stick. I believed him then, saw the flicker of loneliness in his blue eyes, the way his Idaho drawl softened when he talked about his kid sister back home, the one he sent half his checks to. But family had lines, apparently, ones I crossed without trying. Weeks blurred into a rhythm of avoidance. I'd leave notes on the fridge. Milk's low. Grab some oat if you're out. He'd scrawl back. Real milk only. Petty wars waged in passive silence. One night, after a shift at Brew Haven where a customer slipped me his number on a napkin, I came home to find Hunter sprawled on the couch, nursing a twisted ankle from a sight mishap. The TV flickered with some action flick, explosions lighting his face in harsh contrasts. "Doc says 2 weeks off," he grumbled, not looking up. "Bills are gonna suck." I hesitated in the doorway, backpack heavy with sketchbooks. Part of me wanted to bolt to my room, lock the door on his brooding. But another part, the one that remembered his laugh over that first pizza, nudged me forward. "Want takeout?" My treat. "Ty." He eyed me sidelong, suspicion warring with hunger. "Pad CEW. No weird shit." We ate in front of the TV, forks scraping takeout boxes, the film's hero saving the day with a quip and a gun. It was almost normal. Almost. Until a love scene flickered on. 2 guys, tentative and tender, sharing a glance that said everything words couldn't. Hunter's fork stilled. The air thickened. "Turn it off," he muttered. "It's just a show," I said, voice steady despite the knot in my gut. "Not in my living room." He grabbed the remote, jabbing the power button like it owed him money. The screen went black, leaving us in the lamplight's unforgiving glow. "You get off on that crap?" The question hung, loaded. I set my box down, appetite gone. "Hunter, why do you care so much? It's not like I'm hitting on you." His laugh was bitter, scraped raw. "Damn right you're not. I like women, Aiden. Real ones. Not whatever this is. Whatever this is." The dismissal stung deeper than the hate, because it erased me. Not just the queer part, but the whole Aiden who burned toast and hummed off-key in the shower, who dreamed in panels of ink and color. I stood, clearing the remnants with shaking hands. "Good night, then." In my room, door clicked shut. I curled under the duvet, the rain a relentless tattoo against the pane. Sleep came fitful, haunted by what-ifs. What if I'd never posted that ad? What if Hunter's hate was a mirror, reflecting his own buried storms? I pushed it down, sketching instead. A hero adrift in fog, reaching for a hand that dissolved like mist. Morning brought no truce. Hunter hobbled to the bathroom, slamming the door. I brewed coffee strong, leaving his mug steaming on the counter. A white flag he ignored. Work dragged. Steaming lattes for hipsters in flannel. Their easy affections a bomb I couldn't take home. By evening, exhaustion won. I crashed early, dreams tangled with Marcus's touch and Hunter's glare. That's when it started. A creak in the hall, soft as a sigh. I stirred, eyes cracking open to moonlight slicing through blinds. Footsteps, uneven, Hunter's limp. But he wasn't awake. Eyes glassy, face slack, he shuffled past my door, murmuring nonsense about fields and fathers. Sleepwalking. I'd read about it once in some psych article during late-night scrolls. Stress trigger, common in men like him, bottled up from hard hats and harder homes. He paused at my threshold, hand on the knob. My breath caught. "Hunter," whisper thin. No response, just that blank stare. Then he turned away, vanishing into the kitchen. I lay there, pulse racing, wondering if this was the real invasion. Not my queerness, but his subconscious knocking at my door. The next day, he remembered nothing. "Weird dreams," he muttered over cereal, spoon clinking aggressively. I nodded, saying nothing, the secret a weight in my chest. But it planted a seed. Maybe under the armor, Hunter Kane was more lost than loathing. Days turned to weeks, the sleepwalking a nocturnal ritual. I'd wake to his silhouette in the hall, drawn like a moth to some unseen flame. Once, he stood at the fridge, door agape, staring at nothing while whispering, "Don't tell Ma." Another time, he wandered into the living room, sinking onto the couch with a sigh that echoed my own hidden griefs. I never woke him. Doc said it could jolt the heart, but I watched, piecing together fragments of a man I'd written off as monster. One storm-lashed night, the power flickered out, plunging the apartment into ink-black quiet. Thunder rolled like judgment. I bolted up, candle from my nightstand the only light, wax dripping hot on my fingers. Hunter's door hung open. He was gone. Panic flickered. Had he fallen down the stairs in his trance? Until I heard the murmur from the balcony. He was out there, rain soaking his t-shirt to transparency, arms braced on the railing, face tilted to the sky, mouth moving in silent plea. I stepped closer, candle guttering. Hunter. His head snapped, but eyes unfocused. Aiden, the name slurred, dream soft. "Yeah, come inside. You're drenched." He turned, slow, water streaming down his cheeks like tears he wouldn't shed awake. In the candle's waver, his features softened. High cheekbones sharp in wakefulness, now vulnerable. Lips parted on a breath that fogged the air. He reached out, hand grazing my arm, electric in the wet cold. "Stay," he breathed. Not a command but a crack in the facade. I did, guiding him in, towel drying his hair with awkward gentleness. He leaned into it, eyes drifting shut, murmuring thanks that dissolved into snores on the couch. I covered him with a blanket, heart a war drum. What was this? Pity? Or the dangerous pull of seeing someone stripped bare? Morning light found him curled there, disoriented. What the hell? Did I sleepwalk again? I said, handing black coffee. Balcony. Rain. He rubbed his neck, flushing. Shit. Sorry. Won't happen. But it did. And each time, the barrier thinned. A touch here, a word there, his subconscious seeking what his conscious denied. I started leaving my door cracked, a silent invitation. Nights blurred. My sketches grew bolder, heroes kissing in the rain. His country playlist softened to acoustic confessions. Then came the shift. A shared smoke on the fire escape, city lights winking below like conspirators. "Ever think about it?" he asked, voice gravel rough. "What it'd be like if things were different?" I exhaled smoke, careful. "Different how?" He shrugged, staring at the skyline. "Not hating yourself for wanting what you want." The admission hung, fragile as the ash crumbling from my cigarette. For the first time I saw it. Not just hate, but hunger. For absolution, maybe, or something deeper, buried under layers of denial. That night, the sleepwalking led him to my room. Door pushed open, he stood in the threshold, shadow long. "Aiden," he whispered, stepping closer. Bed creaked as he sat, hand finding mine in the dark. Warm, trembling. "I can't stop dreaming about you." My breath hitched. Awake or not, eyes searched his, glazed, but intent. "Hunter." His free hand cupped my jaw, thumb tracing my lip. The world narrowed to that touch, electric and inevitable. Then he leaned in, mouth brushing mine. Soft, tentative, tasting of rain and regret. A kiss born of shadows, deepening as subconscious gave way to spark. I pulled back first, heart slamming. "Wake up." He blinked, confusion dawning. Horror. What did I? Oh God. He bolted, door slamming like a gunshot. The apartment echoed with his retreat. I touched my lips, the ghost of him lingering. What now? The line we towed so carefully, roommates, adversaries, unspoken allies, had shattered. And in the debris, something raw and real stirred. Dawn crept in gray and unforgiving, the kiss's aftertaste lingering like cheap whiskey on my tongue. I lay staring at the ceiling cracks, mapping them like the fractures in my resolve. Hunter's door stayed shut, a barricade of silence that screamed louder than any outburst. By noon, hunger dragged me to the kitchen, where his coffee mug sat abandoned, grounds swirling like storm clouds in the sink. No note, no truce, just the hum of the fridge, mocking our domestic facade. Work was a blur at Brew Haven, steam hissing from the espresso machine as I frothed milk for faceless orders. Extra shot, a regular murmured. His wink a casual flirt that once might have sparked something. Now it glanced off me, my mind replaying that kiss in loops. The hesitant press, the way his stubble rasped soft against mine, the flicker of need in his half-lidded gaze before panic claimed him. Was it the sleepwalking, a glitch in his straight-laced wiring? Or had the walls he'd built started crumbling, brick by buried brick? Capitol Hill pulsed outside the window. Queer kids with dyed hair linking arms past the vintage shops, the air thick with weed and possibility. I envied them their unapologetic stride. Me? I was navigating a minefield in my own home, every step risking detonation. Back at the apartment by 6, the place felt haunted. Hunter's boots by the door, scuffed from the job he'd returned to despite the doc's orders. Limp be damned. Avoidance was a hell of a motivator. He emerged as I nuked leftovers, shoulders hunched like he carried the weight of the Olympics. Aiden, my name clipped, as anywhere but mine. Hey, neutral ground. I slid a plate his way, stir-fry from last week's grocery run, veggies wilted but edible. He took it without thanks, digging in at the table while I leaned against the counter, scrolling my phone for distractions. Art forums buzzed with feedback on my latest upload. A digital panel of 2 silhouettes merging in mist, titled Nocturne. Comments poured in raw, resonant. One queer artist DM'd, "Hits like a gut punch. What's the story? If only I knew." Dinner stretched taut, forks scraping the only conversation. Finally, he set his down, knuckles white. "Last night, I don't remember much, but if I crossed a line, you did." Honesty, sharp as a fresh blade. His flinch was visceral. "But lines are blurry when you're not all there, Hunter." He dragged a hand over his face, buzzed hair rasping under palm. "This sleepwalking crap has been worse since the accident. Doc gave me pills, but they knock me out cold. Can't risk it on sight. The ankle, yeah. Twisted rebar, he'd said, but his eyes told more, nights haunted by what-ifs. The close call echoing Idaho fields where his old man taught him to swing a hammer before he could read. I softened, against my better judgment. Stress manifests weird. Talked to a therapist once. Helped unpack the queer kid baggage. Therapy, he scoffed, but it lacked bite. My pops would call it weakness. Men fix shit. Don't whine about it. Pops, the ghost in Hunter's stories. A rancher with fists like hams and beliefs carved in stone. No wonder the hate ran deep, ingrained, not innate. I sipped water, throat tight. Sometimes fixing means facing it, whatever it is. His gaze flicked up then, blue as a bruise, holding mine for the beat of a heart. Something electric arced, unspoken. Then he pushed back, plate clattering. Gonna crash early. Night. The door clicked, leaving me with echoes. I cleaned up slow, mind churning. That kiss, was it a fluke or a fracture? My phone buzzed. A text from Eli, my best friend from art school, now slinging drinks in Belltown. Spill. That construction hunk still giving you hell. I typed back, hell's getting interesting. Sent a voice note detailing the nocturnal trespass, voice dropping to whisper on the lip lock part. Eli's reply was instant. Voice memo laced with laughter. Girl, that's rom-com gold. Or horror. Lean in, Aiden. Some straight boys break pretty. Pretty. Hunter, with his farm boy build and storm cloud eyes. Breaking? The thought twisted something low in my gut. Desire laced with dread. I retreated to my room, tablet glowing as I inked new panels. The hero cornered in shadow, antagonist's hand extended, not in strike but surrender. Sleep came reluctant, dreams stitching our skins together, rain washing away the divides. Next morning, awkwardness evolved into armistice. He left cash for groceries on the counter, OU for the tie, and I stocked the fridge with his real milk, a peace offering in plastic jug form. Evenings, we'd coexist in the living room, him nursing a beer and a game on low volume, me sketching cross-legged on the floor, proximity bred glances. His on the curve of my neck as I hunched over lines, mine tracing the vein pulsing at his temple when a bad call soured his mood. One such night, the Mariners blew a lead, and Hunter hurled a pillow at the TV, cursing under breath. I looked up, pencil paused. Rough day. He deflated, retrieving the cushion. Site boss riding my ass. Says I'm distracted. Like I need that shit. Distracted. Echoed. Loaded. He met my eyes, heat rising in his cheeks. Anger or shame? Yeah. Well. I set the tablet aside, legs unfolding. Hunter, about the other night. Don't. Sharp, but his voice cracked on the edge. It wasn't me. The walking thing. It's like autopilot bullshit. Autopilot doesn't lie. Soft probing. He stiffened, jaw ticking. What if it's saying what you're too scared to? The room shrank, air thick. He stood abrupt, looming. Scared? Of you? Don't flatter yourself, Harper. You're just convenient. In my space. Messing with my head. Convenient. The word sliced, reducing that kiss to accident, me to obstacle. I rose, chin lifting. Then move out. Find your perfect straight haven. I'm done tiptoeing. His laugh was hollow, stepping closer. Too close, heat radiating. You think it's that easy? This city's eating me alive. Aiden. Jobs suck. Rent's a noose and now. This. Gesture vague, encompassing us, the charged inches between. I held ground, pulse thundering. This what? Two guys figuring out they don't hate each other. Eyes locked, breaths mingling. For a heartbeat, I thought he'd bridge it. Awake this time, deliberate. But he recoiled, grabbing his jacket. Need air. Door slammed, leaving frost in his wake. He didn't return till midnight, reeking of rain and regret, collapsing into bed without a word. I lay awake, the apartment's creaks a symphony of what-ifs. By dawn, resolve hardened, distance. I texted Marcus, apology for the ghosting coffee invite. No reply, but the act felt like reclaiming ground. Workdays stretched, Brew Haven's chatter a buffer. Eli cornered me on break, leaning over the counter with his tattooed arms crossed. So, the kiss. Details, or I'll haunt your dreams. I spilled, voice low amid the hiss of steamers. He whistled low. Classic repression. My ex was like that. Straight till the sheets hit the floor, then denial city. You pushing. Not sure I want to. Honesty burned. He's complicated. Hurts too good sometimes. Eli squeezed my shoulder, thumb lingering. Complicated's code for run. But if it's real, fight dirty. Show him the Aiden who doesn't bend. The Aiden who doesn't bend. I carried that to the sketchbook that night, lines flowing fierce. Hero shoving antagonist against wall. Not in fight but fire, mouths crashing in defiance. Hunter came home late, glimpsing the page over my shoulder as he passed. Paused, breath indrawn. That's intense. Life is. Defiant tilt. He lingered, then retreated, door soft this time. The sleepwalking persisted, a nocturnal bridge. One night, he wandered into my room again, sitting heavy on the bed's edge. Can't sleep, he murmured, hand finding my knee under the sheet. Innocent, anchoring. I didn't pull away, letting the warmth seep. Tell me a story, he said, voice slurred with fatigue. So I did, halting at first, then fluid. A tale of two wanderers in a foggy city, one running from ghosts, the other chasing light. His head dipped to my shoulder, breaths evening. When he stirred later, slipping away, the imprint lingered, trust, tentative. Days warmed toward autumn's cusp, leaves turning gold in Volunteer Park. I jogged there mornings, pounding pavement past joggers and dog walkers, lungs burning clean. Hunter joined once, uninvited, limping along. Doc cleared me, figured I'd test it. We ran in sync, breaths puffing clouds. At the lake's edge, benches beckoning, he dropped beside me, water bottle passed hand to hand. You're good at this. Running. Not just feet, the other kind. From shit. Practice. Right. You. He stared at the ripples. Trying. Pops called last night. Wants me home for Thanksgiving. Fix the barn. Be a man. Like that's the cure. I nodded, seeing the boy in him, the one swinging hammers to prove worth. Go if you want. But don't go back to prove. Go to say goodbye to that version. His hand brushed mine on the bench. Accidental? Intentional? Spark jumped. Yeah, maybe. That maybe hung through the week, flavoring silence's sweet. Grocery runs turned companionable. Him tossing steaks in the cart, me sneaking vegan swaps, banter light as the falling leaves. Evenings, shared beers on the balcony, city lights a constellation below. Ever miss Idaho? I asked one dusk, stars pricking the sky. Sometimes, the quiet, stars like that. He pointed, arm brushing mine. But here, it's alive, messy. You, me. The word warmed, unspoken layers. I turned, finding his gaze soft. Messy's my middle name. He chuckled low. Aiden Messy Harper. Has a ring. The moment stretched, ripe. Then thunder rumbled distant, breaking spell. Inside, the kiss's ghost hovered. Unaddressed, but not forgotten. Eli noticed at our next hangout, over IPAs at a dive in Fremont. You're glowing, bitch. Spill the tea. Progress, I admitted, clinking glasses. He's cracking. Little fissures. Careful. Fissures flood. Wise wary. But his grin egged me. Drown happy. Back home. Hunter waited. Dinner steaming. Candles flickering ironic on the table. Fancy, I teased, sliding in. Figured. Truce. Proper. We ate, talked, his sister's wedding drama, my stalled novel pitch. Laughter came easy, walls thinning. After dishes done, he caught my wrist at the sink. Aiden. That night. The kiss. I remember more than I let on. Breath suspended. And felt right. Whisper rough. Scared the hell out of me. I stepped in, worlds colliding. Scary's okay. If it's real. His hand rose, cupping my neck. Awake eyes, clear. The kiss this time, deliberate, deepening slow. Fire uncoiled. Hands roaming. Bodies aligning like puzzle lost. We broke for air. Foreheads pressed. This changes everything. He breathed. Yeah. I murmured, heart full. For the better. But change, in Seattle's fickle rain, often came with storms. The morning after tasted like tentative dawn. Light filtering through blinds in slivers of gold, Hunter's arm heavy across my waist. His snores a rumble against my back. I lay still, tracing the freckles on his forearm, each a map point to uncharted territory. Last night's kiss had spilled into more. Shirts shed in the hallway, bodies tumbling to my bed in a tangle of limbs and laughter. The rain outside a curtain call for our unveiling. It wasn't fireworks, but embers, warm, building, the kind that could forge or burn. He stirred, eyes cracking open, blue and bleary. Panic flickered, then softened to a smile crooked as the city skyline. Morning, voice gravel from sleep and surrender. Morning. I propped on elbow, hair tousled. No regrets. His hand found my hip, thumb circling lazy. Not a one, though my back's killing me. This mattress is shit. Laughter bubbled, easing the knot I'd carried since his bolt weeks back. We rose slow, coffee brewing as he showered first. Door open now, trust in the steam. I joined after, water hot on skin marked by his mouth, mirrors fogged with promise. Breakfast was eggs scrambled shared from one pan, forks clinking domestic. Work today? He asked, casual as if we hadn't rewritten rules overnight. Shift at 2. You. Sight till 6. Boss eased up, said I seem focused. Wink. Loaded. Heat flushed my cheeks. He noticed, grinning wolfish. The day hummed altered. At Brew Haven, orders flowed smoother. My sketches on break bolder. Lovers entwined not in shadow but sun. Customers chattered oblivious, but I caught my reflection in the window. Lighter, looser. The queer kid from Spokane blooming full. Text from Hunter mid-afternoon. Missed the bed already. Dinner out? That Italian on Broadway. My reply. Only if you promise no marinara mustache. Banter bridged the hours. Pick up at 6. Him waiting curbside. Flannel roll to elbows, showing ink of a compass rose on forearm. North always, he'd said once, when stories loosened. We walked arm-brushed. Capitol Hill's evening buzz a soundtrack. Buskers strumming folk, couples, all kinds, spilling from bars. Vito's was candlelit cozy, booths tucked intimate. Pasta twirled, wine loosened tongues. Tell me something true, I said over tiramisu, spoon midway. He leaned in, eyes earnest. Scared shitless. This us. Never figured I'd. You know. Want a guy. Gentle prod. Yeah. Swallow. Grew up thinking it was wrong. Pops preaching fire and brimstone Sundays. Ma turning blind eye to his rages. I buried it deep. Till you. Waking up to you. It's like breathing after holding too long. Vulnerability cracked him open, raw. Covered his hand. I'm scared too. Last roommate ghosted when I came out. Said I made him uncomfortable. But you're fighting for it. Not fighting. Choosing. Firm. Dessert forgotten, we paid hasty. Spilling into night air charged. Back home, lovemaking slower, exploring, learning curves of hip and hollow, whispers mapping desires unspoken. Sleep claimed us tangled. His heartbeat steady under my palm. Idle held days. Mornings jogged together in the park. Leaves crunching underfoot. Hands linking fleeting when no eyes watched. Grocery lists joint. Notes playful. Veggies or die? Lovingly. Evenings blurred into us. Him reading my sketches aloud, voice rumbling approval. Me massaging knots from his shoulders post-sight. Calluses rough against smooth. The sleepwalking faded. Pills swallowed reluctant but routine. Don't need the dreams anymore, he murmured one night, lips on my temple. Got the real thing. Eli grilled at our coffee catch-up, eyes wide over his flat white. From hate to heat, plot twist of the century. He's all in. Seems so. Hesitant hope. But it's early. Like, tectonic shift early. Guard your heart. Aid. Straight to gay pipelines got leaks. Sage nod. But his hug lingered supportive. Doubt crept subtle, a shadow at edges. Hunter's phone buzzed more. Pops. Insistent voicemails he deleted unheard. Thanksgiving's coming, he said one evening, staring at the screen. Told him I'm staying. Work crunch. Relief mixed unease. He take it bad? Called me city poisoned. Ungrateful. Jaw tight. Let him stew. I pulled him close, kisses distraction. But the call lingered, a specter. Then the first fracture. A Friday night, me closing late, him out with crew from sight. Home by 11, apartment dark, note on fridge. Beers ran long, back soon. Ash. I sketched waiting, panels flowing of heroes tested, storm brewing. Midnight passed, worry nod. Text. You good? Reply at 1. Yeah, drunk, cabbing it. He stumbled in at 2, reeking whiskey, eyes red-rimmed. Hey! Slurred, collapsing couch ward. Rough night. I helped him jacket off, concern spiking. Crew talk, jokes, the usual, dismissive wave, but his laugh rang false. About us, guessed. One guy, Tyler, asked if I'm batting for your team now. Bitter twist. Laughed it off. Said you're just a fag roommate I tolerate. The slur landed like ice water. I recoiled, hands dropping. Tolerate? Shit. Aiden, no. I didn't mean panic. Reaching. It was cover. To shut him up. Cover. Echo cold. So I'm still the punchline? He lurched up, grabbing my arms. Listen. They're idiots. Redneck holdovers from back home. I protected us. By throwing me under? Voice rose unbidden. That's not protection, Hunter. That's shame. Silence stretched, his grip loosening. I panicked. Old habits. Habits. The word echoed his past, but stung present. I stepped back, chest tight. Go sleep it off. We'll talk tomorrow. He nodded numb, retreating to his room. Door shut firm. First in weeks. I paced. Rain starting patter mirroring turmoil. Sketches shredded in frustration. Paper snowing floor. Sleep evaded. Dawn found me hollow-eyed, brewing coffee solo. He emerged sheepish, hungover pallor. Aiden. About last night. Save it. Sharp. I get it. Cruise your lifeline. Don't torch it for me. But I want to. Pleading. It's just words. They don't mean shit. They mean to me. Quiet steel. Can't be your secret, Hunter. Not after everything. He deflated, hands raking hair. Give me time to figure the words right. Time. Fragile currency. We tiptoed day. Polite passes in hall. Shared space strained. Work buffered. A pitch email to a lit agent landed. Nocturne series intriguing enough for coffee meet. Excitement fizzed. Text to Eli. Breakthrough. His reply. Champagne soon. Hunk drama on hold. Not holding. Flowing sideways. Evening brought olive branch. Hunter at stove. Steak sizzling. Truce meal. No cruise, no past. Just us. I accepted. Wariness thawing over garlic mash. Talk veered safe. Mariners playoffs. My agent meet. Laughter crept back. Tentative. Bed later welcomed him. Bodies reconciling wordless. Touches apologetic. I love you. He whispered post-climax. First utterance. Breath caught. Love you too. Truth terrifying. Bliss rebuilt. Bricks res-tacked higher. Weekends wandered. Pike Place market mornings. Fishmongers tossing salmon arcs. Us sampling chowder hand in hand hidden. Volunteer park picnics. Blankets spread under autumn canopy. Fingers laced open now. His sleepwalking returned sporadic. Stress from site deadlines. But ended in my arms. No kisses needed. Just holding, anchoring. Thanksgiving loomed, his pop's silence a sword. Sent a card, he said over pie at Eli's potluck. Queer family feast. Tables groaning turkey-free. Said I'm building my own table. Pride swelled. Eli toasted later, sly. To Aiden, taming the beast. Hunter flushed, arm around my waist. No taming, just found my way. Warmth bloomed, but undercurrent tugged. A call he'd taken private last week. Voice low, ending abrupt. I pushed it down, trust earned slow. Then the storm broke. Saturday, me at Agent Coffee. Glowing feedback. Series has legs. Home to find Hunter pacing. Phone clutched white-knuckled. Pops is coming. Tomorrow. Unannounced. I slithered spine. What? Said he needs to see if I'm saved. Or something. Train ticket booked. Staying here. Here. Our sanctuary, now siege ground. Cancel it. You're 28, Hunter. Not his puppet. Can't. He'd disown Sadie, my sister. Leverage. Despair etched deep. Just 3 days. Play straight. Please. Play straight. The request gutted. Pretend I'm what? The fag you tolerate again. No God, Aiden. Just roommates. For him. Roommates. Erasure. Fury rose hot. Fuck that. And fuck you for asking. He grabbed my arms, desperate. I love you. This is survival. Survival shouldn't cost my soul. Wrench free. Sleep on the couch. He's not tainting our bed. Door slammed on my exit. Rain-slick streets. feet pounding to Eli's. Crash. Text sent, voice breaking. His door opened instant, arms enveloping. Spill, love. I did, sobs racking. It's like the beginning. Hiding me. Eli rocked. Fierce. Then end it. You deserve sun, not shadows. Dawn brought resolve. Back home, Hunter hollow-eyed on couch. He arrives noon. I'll be out. Cold. Welcome him yourself. The day dragged exile. Library sketches. Coffee numb. Evening text. Gone till morning. Good luck. No reply. Sleep at Eli's fitful, dreams of kisses turning knives. Morning found me home early, key turning quiet. Voices from kitchen, Hunter's low, Pop's boom. That queer influence. Clean house, son. Heart plummeted. I froze, eavesdropping unwilling. Not queer, just life. Hunter, strained. Pop snorted. Life or sin? Saw the pride flags out there. Cities rotting you. Silence, then Hunter. Maybe it's not rot. Maybe it's me. Pride flickered. But Pops pressed. Prove it. Ditch the roommate. Start fresh. Fresh. Without me. Door creaked my entry. They turned. Pop's mirror of Hunter aged harsh. Eyes narrow. You must be the problem. Hunter's gaze pleaded silent. Wait. But waiting snapped. Problem. Laugh brittle. Nah. Just the guy who loves your son. Flaws and all. Pops blanched. Hunter paled. Aiden. Save it. To Pops. Stay or go. But he stays himself. Out balcony air biting. Shouts followed. Pops raging, Hunter defending. Then quiet. Footsteps. Hunter beside me, hand tentative on rail. He's gone. Told him to leave. For good. Relief crashed, knees weak. You okay? Better. Arm around me. Tired of hiding. You're my north, Aiden. Kiss sealed it. Rain kissed. But as we turned inside, his phone lit, unknown number. Text glimpsed. Missed you last night. When's round 2? Tyler. Ice returned. Crew joke? Or more? Trust teetered. The text burned in my periphery. A glitch in the afterglow. But I swallowed questions. Trust? Fragile bird. Needed nesting, not prodding. Hunter pocketed the phone casual. Pulling me inside with a kiss that tasted of finality and forgiveness. Pops took the early train. Muttered about prodigal sons the whole way. His laugh was weary, shoulders slumping against the doorframe. We collapsed onto the couch, bodies fitting familiar. His head on my chest as rain drummed reprise. Told him everything? I murmured, fingers combing his hair. Enough. That I'm happy. With you. Pause. Heavy. He hung up mid-call, but it's out. No more leverage. Pride swelled, mingled relief. Sadie texted later. His sister, voice note bubbly. Pops called raging. Said you're lost to the devil. But I know better. Proud of you. Big bro send Aiden a beer from me. We did, cracking cans on the balcony. Toasting to fractures mended. Nights healed in rhythm. Love-making fervent. As if sealing cracks. Mornings lazy. Coffee shared skin to skin. My agent meat bore fruit. A contract nibble for nocturne. Revisions requested. Lean into the emotional core. Her email urged. The push-pull of identity, it's electric. Electric. Like us. Hunter read drafts aloud evenings. His Idaho drawl lending gravel to my hero's dialogues. This one's you, he'd say. Tapping a panel of the Wanderer reaching through fog. Bold as hell. Emboldened, I pushed boundaries. A pride float sketch for local zine. Us modeled subtle in the crowd. He posed reluctant. Flannel-clad amid rainbows imaginary. Feel ridiculous, he grumbled, but eyes sparkled mischief. Feel free, I countered, capturing the tilt of his smile. The one that crinkled corners, softened edges. Freedom's taste soured subtle. The text lingered unaddressed. Tyler's name a burr. Work weeks blurred. Hunter's sight hours stretched. Crew beers post-shift mandatory, he claimed. Home late. Smelling smoke and suds. Stories edited. Tyler told some dumb joke. Nearly decked him. Tyler. Again. I nodded, sketching fierce. Lines jagged. Eli noticed at brunch, over avocado toast in Ballard. You're fraying aid. What's the vibe? Off. Fork speared tomato. Pop's aftermath high, but shadows. Talk it out, or I'll hex him.
Halfiest, I serious.
Home that night, Hunter cooking, chili bubbling, cornbread golden. Missed you. Hug from behind, chin on shoulder. Missed this. Stirring pot, leaning back. Dinner flowed easy, talk of Sadie's engagement, my zine deadline. Post-meal, dishes sudsy. I broached. That text. From Tyler. The night Pops came. His sponge paused, suds dripping. What text? Caught a glimpse. Round 2 foot something. Casual as I could muster. Water ran cold. He shut it, facing me slow. Shit, Aiden, it's nothing. Crew prank. They know about us, kinda. Testing waters, seeing if I'll crack. Crack how? Voice steady, heart not. Like before. Deny. But I didn't. Told him to fuck off. Hand on mine, wet and warm. Trust me. I searched his eyes, clear, earnest. Trying. He pulled me close, water beating between. Good enough. Kiss deepened, migrating to bedroom, reclamation, bodies erasing doubts. Doubt dormant, not dead. Sleepwalking resurfaced. One night, him murmuring in dark, hand on my throat. Not threat, but anchor. Stay mine, dream slurred. Woke to his apologies, but I shushed, holding tighter. Always. Thanksgiving past alt style. Eli's potluck redux, tables laden vegan turkey. Queer kin toasting survival. Hunter fit awkward at first. Flannel amid glitter but thawed, sharing Idaho tales sans venom. Ma's pie was legend, he said, passing mashed potatoes. Secret, extra butter. Laughter rippled. I squeezed his knee under table. Anchor returned. Home late, buzzed on mulled wine. We tumbled giggling, lovemaking playful, ending in whispers of futures. Road trip to Oregon coast, my book launch, his maybe college for engineering night classes. Futures glow dim December. Site layoff rumors, Hunter's mood curdling. Economy shit, he grumbled over breakfast. News droning layoffs. Tyler's jumping ship to Portland gig. Offered me in. Portland. Hour south but worlds away. Tempted. Careful. Nah. Roots here. With you. Kiss quick. Off to job hunt. Roots. The word warmed, but Tyler's shadow loomed. Late texts. Hunter silencing phone screen. Crew group chat, he'd say, deleting threads. New Year's Eve beckoned. Party invite from Zine Collective. Warehouse bash in Soto. Come, I urged. Tuxedo t-shirt ironed. Ring in loud. He hesitated. Flannel fingered. Crowd thing. Not my jam. But you go. I'll hold fort. Disappointment stung, but I nodded. Midnight kiss waiting? Promise. Grin lopsided. The bash thrummed electric. Bass pounding, bodies rainbow lit, confetti cannons at stroke. I danced with strangers, Eli's hand in mine platonic whirl. But midnight pulled homeward, Hunter's text. Balcony's ours. Hurry. Fireworks bloomed as I crested stairs. Him waiting with champagne flutes. City exploding backdrop. Happy New, he murmured, pulling close. Kiss under stars. Deep and devouring. Hands roaming promise. January chilled resolve. Layoff hit. Hunter's crew gutted. Tyler's Portland thing starts Monday, he said over unemployment forms. Laptop glow harsh. Dragging me along for interviews. One night. Crash on his couch. One night. Tyler. Alarm bells clanged, but logic leashed. Okay. Call if you need bailout. He kissed forehead. Won't. Love you. Love you. Echo edged. He left dawn, duffel light. Day dragged. Sketches stalled. Brew haven tips meager. Evening found me pacing, phone silent. Text at 8. Interviews good. Beers after. Late home. Late. Beers. With Tyler. Wine bottle cracked, I scrolled old panels. Heroes betrayed, trust torn. Eli called. Sensing static. Breathe. It's one night. Midnight. Door creaked. Hunter, disheveled, whiskey reeking. Missed you. Slurring slight, arms enveloping. Missed you too. But nose twitched. Cologne? Not his. How'd it go? Portland's shit. Tyler's. Pushy. Wanted details on us. Laugh forced. Shut him down. Pushy. Details. What kind? Us stuff. Like how it works. Flush high. Told him mind business. Unease coiled. Bed called, but sleep evaded. His snores heavy, my mind racing. Morning. Coffee brewing. He groaned awake. Heads pounding. Portland's out. Relief flickered. Good. Stay. But the cologne ghosted sheets faint. I said nothing, trust threadbare. Weeks wove wary. Job hunt ground him down. Interviews fruitless. Tyler's crew hiring steady. He mentioned casual over pasta. Might visit again. Network. Network. Neutral. Sure. Second trip. 2 nights. To seal deal. Homecoming. Later, looser. Same whiskey tang. Tyler's place is dive. Crashed early. Crashed. Alone? Questions burned. Unasked. Eli warned over drinks. Patterns aid. Them. I do. Admission bitter. But love's blindfold. Blindfolds slip. Hug fierce. Third trip loomed March. Week-long gig trial. Paid. Can't pass. Week. Panic clawed. With Tyler. Yeah. His lead. Defensive. Jealous. Worried. Honest. About us. He softened, hugging tight. Nothing to worry. You're it. Departure dawn. Kiss lingering. Promise heavy. Days blurred empty. Sketches dark. Agent emails delayed. Text sporadic. Sights brutal. Miss bed. Tyler's jokes suck. No calls. Night 5. Phone lit. Unknown number. Tyler. Hey Aiden. Hunter's hammered. Picking him up. T. Hammered. My reply, thanks. Safe. No further. Sleep fitful, dreams of hands not mine. Pickup morning. Airport run, Hunter emerging haggard. Duffel slung. Rough week. Tyler's intense. Intense. The text. Party. One too many. Nothing happened. Quick eyes averting. Nothing. Echo flat. Trust me. Echoed back. We drove silent. Rain sheeting. Home. Unpacking, he pulled close. Missed this. Hands roaming, urgency masking. Clothes shed. Bodies joined. Familiar. But fracture sensed in his grip. Too tight. Post-glow, he slept. I lay staring. Cologne faint again. Tyler's? Dawn confronted. Hunter. The truth. He stirred. Bleary. About. Tyler. The trips. The nothings. Sigh heavy. Aiden. It's complicated. Complicated. Knife twist. Uncomplicate. He's there. After pops, the layoff. Listens without judgment. Pause, gutting. One night, week 3. Kissed. That's it. Swore off. Betrayed. World tilted. Kissed. While swearing love to me. Panic. Old me surfacing. Pleading. Forgive. Forgiveness isn't erasure. Voice steel. You chose hiding. Again. He reached. I recoiled. Aiden. No. Pack. You're out. Door pointed. Tears tracked his cheeks. First scene. Please. I love you. Love doesn't lie. Heart shattered, but resolve held. He left midday, duffel heavy, apartment echoing void. Grief crashed waves. Sketches burned, brew haven shifts numb. Eli held space. You did right. Agent called, contract signed, but joy hollow. Weeks waned. Hunter text sporadic. Miss you. Sorry. Deleted unread. Then, late April night. Knock insistent. Door opened to him. Rain-soaked, eyes storm-tossed. Can I? Explain? Against wisdom I stepped aside. One chance. Kitchen table, tea steaming. Tyler's out. Portland full-time. I turned gig. Swallow. Therapy. Twice weekly. Unpacking the mess. Pops. Denial you. You. Soft. Wake up. The kiss, sleep or not, first real. But I sabotaged. Fear of losing straight mask. But truth? Lost you worse. Voice cracks. Queer too, Aiden. Or bi. Whatever. But yours. Tears mine now. Prove it. Every day. Hand extended. If you'll have me. Hesitation ward. Heart one. Fingers laced. Slow. Slow as rain. Smile tentative. Rebuild began cautious. Coffee dates. No overnights. Therapy shares. Today's word. Vulnerability. Sketches lightened, heroes healing. May bloomed. Joint jogs. Hands open. One night. Balcony beers. City humming. Remember first kiss? He asked, voice low. Sleepwalking magic. Smile shared. Led to this. Kiss soft. Awake. True. Trust regrew, roots deep. But scars whispered caution. Love. Hard won. Fragile still. Summer simmered in. Seattle's rare sun gilding the sound gold. Turning our balcony into a sanctuary of potted herbs and whispered confessions. Hunter moved back mid-May. Duffel light. Heart heavy with amends. Into a trial of separate rooms. Boundaries drawn like lines in sand. No rush, he'd said, unpacking teas into drawers I'd cleared reluctant. Earn it. Earning looked like mornings shared. Him brewing dark roast strong. Me frothing oat lattes. Newspapers spread comic sections first. Laughter crept back. His snort at my doodles and margins. My tease at his bedhead halo. Therapy threads wove in. Session today unpacked the Tyler spiral. He'd share over eggs, voice steady. Fear of abandonment, Pop's legacy. Working it. I listened, nodding, my own journal filling pages. Nocturne revisions deepened with betrayal arcs. Agent thrilled. Authentic pain cells, she emailed. Authentic. The word anchored me through shifts at Brew Haven, where tips swelled with patio crowds, but heart mended slow. Eli vetted cautious. Dinner at his Fremont flat, vegan tacos steaming. He's trying, I admitted, fork-spearing tempeh. But scars itch. Scars mean survival. Eli's eyes, wise-weary. Test him. See if he bends or breaks. Test came unbidden. Sadie's wedding invite. June in Idaho. Hunter's childhood church. Vows under steeple that once thundered judgment. Come, he asked tentative, envelope creased in hands. Meet the chaos family. Prove I'm all in. Idaho. The word evoked spoken ghosts. My own buried Sundays, whispers in pews. Hesitation coiled. Church wedding. Yeah. Flush. But it's Sadie. And us. Open book. Book opened raw. Flight bumpy, his hand mined through turbulence. Landing in Boise heat. Rental car humming to ranchlands vast. His family home loomed, white clabbered. Barn red faded. Fields waving wheat sea. Sadie greeted whirlwind. Petite blonde. Hug fierce. Aiden. The city savior. Wink at Hunter who rolled eyes fond. Pop's absent. Letter terse. Won't abide since celebration. Ma softer. Apple pie cooling sill. Eyes crinkling wary but warm. Hunter speaks high of you. Dinner porch swinged. Ribs smoky. Stories spilling. Sadie's elopement scare. Hunter's boyhood treehouse builds. Laughter bridged gaps, but undercurrent tugged. Ma's sidelong glances. Siblings' curious probes. So, Seattle suits? One asked, beer passed. Like glove, Hunter said, arm casual my chair back. Aiden's the fit. Night in guest room. Twin beds pushed flush. His whisper bridging. Proud you're here. Wedding dawn. Church pews polished. Sadie radiant lace. Vows echoing pure. Hunter's hand sweated mine. Eyes glassy as brother-in-law pledged forever. Reception barn danced. Hay bales seats. Band twanging covers soft. We swayed slow to Wonderwall. His chin my crown. This you, I murmured. All me. Kiss temple light. Return flight buzzed altered. His head shoulder rest. Sleep soft. Home unpacked lighter, duffels shared. Rooms blurring. Stay? He asked one night. Bed his, mine empty. Stay. Merge slow, bodies relearning trust. Summer peaked. Road trip Oregon coast. Car crammed playlists. His country twang, my indie ache. Cannon beach sands, waves crashing, we walked barefoot. Hands linked open. Remember first rain? He said, tide pooling ankles. Kiss in dark. Smile shared. Lead here. Pull close, salt on lips. Back, his night classes enrolled, community college drafting, dreams sketched margins. Build bridges, he joked. Books stacked. Literal and not. My nocturne deal sealed. Advance check framed. Launch party planned. Pride Month rainbowed streets. Us marching arm in arm. His flannel pinned button. Ally? Nah, accomplice. Laughter mine, free. But autumn hinted cracks. Tyler resurfaced. LinkedIn ping. Portland thriving. Gig if you want. Hunter showed. Deleting swift. Past. Past nodded, but October chilled. Site recall meager pay, classes clashing. Stress simmered. Late nights studying, my sketches ignored. Sorry, he'd mutter. Books closing late. Tomorrow. Tomorrow stretched. One night, sleepwalking returned. Him at my door, eyes glazed. Don't leave, murmured hand chest press. Woke him gentle. Here. But dawn brought distance. His coffee solo, eyes shadowed. Bad dream, he said, spoon stirring absent. Dream me, teased light. Worse, losing you, honest, edged. Talk deepened, therapy double sessions, his sharing raw. Pops emailed. Apology. Nah, ultimatum. Sadie or me. Sadie. Leverage renewed. Choose her. I urged, hand his. Family's fixable. He nodded. Call placed. Love you, Pops. But boundaries. Hang up firm. Tears post. Healing hurdled. Sadie visit. Weekend whirlwind. Her stories. Our shared glances proud. You grounded him, she whispered, dishes sudsing. Thank you. Grounded. Word warmed winter's approach. Holiday loomed. Joint Thanksgiving. Eli's table expanded. Ma invited tentative. She came. Pie in hands. Eyes softening over yams. Hunter looks. Settled. Love does that, I said, passing rolls. Her smile cracked. Wish his father saw. Wish hung, but presence sufficed. Christmas Eve snow rare. Tree trimmed joint. Lights twinkling. Gifts wrapped simple. His. Sketchbook custom bound. Mine. Compass necklace. North engraved. Always, he murmured, clasp fastening. Bed that night. Love-making tender. Snow muffling world. Future? He whispered, fingers tracing spine. Us. Books. Builds. Dream weave. New Year gentle. Balcony countdown, no crowds. Just us, champagne toasting quiet. To unbroken, glasses clink. Unbroken proved myth. February frost. Tyler call, voice memo drunk. Missed our talks, Kane. Portland lonely. Visit. Hunter deleted, but I glimpsed trust twinge. Block him, I said, even dinner steaming. Done. Phone tossed. kiss ceiling. But March thawed secrets. His therapy journal left open. Entry scrawled, Tyler texts trigger guilt. Aiden senses, deserve better. Guilt, trigger. Heart clenched. Confrontation brewed. Evening return, him home first. Dinner prepped apologetic. Rough day. Class bombed. Journal read. Blunt. Accident. Face drained. Aiden. Guilt over Tyler? Still? No, over hurting you then. Now. Pleading. Text stopped. Therapy's drilling it. Drilling. Doubt burrowed. Prove no contact. Already. Phone proffered. History clean. Clean. Belief stretched thin. I want in therapy. Together. Eyes widened. Us. Us. Firm. Session first. Therapist neutral, couch shared. Words spilled. My fears voiced, his owned. Betrayals echo. I said, hand his squeezed. Echoes fade. With work. His vow. Work wove. Joint appointments. Homework talks. Vulnerability logs. Laughter at entries mine. Feared his socks on floor. Symbolism. Summer circled. Anniversary marked. Year from first kiss. Dinner intimate Vito's booth. To sleepwalkers. Toast raised. To awake. Returned. Bed celebratory. Passion peak. Bodies synced soul deep. But fall felled. October gale, his class project deadline. Model bridge cracking under stress. Tyler's firm bid. He mentioned casual, blueprints spread. Backup if this flops. Tyler. Name venom. Backup. Voice sharp. Job, Aiden. Not him. Defensive. Him's the bridge. Stand abrupt. Choose. He stood, hands raking. You or career. Unfair. Unfair secrets. Door to balcony, air biting. Silence stretched. He joined, arms circling wary. You. Always. Tyler's past. Dead. Dead. Buried. Night reconciled, tear-streaked. Promises renewed. November grade. Pops passing. Heart attack sudden. Funeral sparse. Hunter flew solo. Return hollowed. Forgave him silent. He shared. Ma's hand his. For Sadie. Sadie consoled. He loved clumsy. Clumsy love. Mirror held. Grief Goldie Diaz. Holidays hushed. Ma visiting tree trimmed her cookie scent. Family evolves, she said, light strung. Evolves. Hope. Winter waned. Spring whispered green. My book launch. Bookstore packed. Nocturne stack signing. Hunter front row, eyes proud. Post toast. Your words, us in ink. Ink indelible. But April showered doubt. Tyler email. Job offer formal. C-seat Hunter. Opportunity. Header read. Confront. Delete. Will. But hesitation glimpsed. Ambitions pull. Pull tore. Argument escalated. Need stability. His shout. For us. Us needs trust. Mine. Door slammed his exit, night walk. Rain lash. Return dawn. Soaked. Broken. You're right. Deleted. Chose us. Chose. He'll began anew. Summer solstice. Coast return. Waves witness. Vows? He asked. Ring simple pocketed. Silver band. Engraved north. Vows. Yes whispered. Sands shifting. Love rebuilt resilient scar stories, not shackles. Yet fate fickled. July heatwave, his bridge model aced. Prof offer internship local. No Tyler, grin wide. Relief breathed. August bloomed. Sadie pregnant announce. Us aunts honorary. September sketched futures. House hunt Capitol Hill edges. Dreams drafted. October turned. Walk park. Leaves fire. Year 3, he said, hand laced. Still sleepwalking? Only to you. Kiss leaf crunched. Peace perched, but whispers warned. Life's gales gust. November 7th, date etched. Our first storms echo. Dinner quiet, candles flicker. Grateful, he murmured. Fork paused. For the hate that led here. Hate to heart. Toast. Heart full, but phone buzzed unknown. His glance casual, but mine snagged. Tyler's area code. Who? Wrong number. Quick pocket. Wrong? Trust teetered edge. Night bedded tense, his back turned. Dawn confronted. Truth, hunter. Now. Sigh resigned. Tyler. Relapsed. One meat, coffee. Closure. Closure. Knife renewed. While vowing. Weak. Tears his. Therapy tomorrow. But. Leave if you must. Leave. Heart ward. Love's anchor or chain. Stay. Fight. Fight joined. Session raw. Tears shared. Patterns break. Therapist urged. Break we did, boundaries steal, phones open, walks therapy. December healed. Holidays hybrid, Ma's, Eli's, ours. Tree lights, his compass glint. New year. To unbroken us. Unbroken, bent but bold. Spring surged. Book 2 contracted, his internship steady. Pride marched united. Banners bold. Summer solstice second. Rings exchanged beach, waves vow voice. Fall felled fears. Sadie baby born, us uncles beaming. Winter warmed. House closed, Victorian fixer, Capitol Hill heart. Life layered. Love, labored, luminous. But epilogue echoed, 1 year on, balcony dusk. Remember the kiss? He asked, wine swirled. Never forget.
Lipsmet, eternal.
Word count, 1012. Wait, this is part 5. But the story needs to build to climax in part 6. Adjust for flow. Wait, recount. Actually, to fit, make part 5 the rising conflict climax start. Revised end for part 5. Build to betrayal peak. Adjust last paragraphs. October turned. Walk park. Leaves fire. Year 3, he said, hand laced. Still sleepwalking? Only to you. Kiss leaf crunched. But peace perched precarious. November 7th, anniversary rain. Dinner intimate, but his phone lit mid-bite. Tyler. Who? Casual probe. Spam. Dismiss. Night tense. Dawn. Check it. Reluctant handoff. Text chain months. Flirty. Last. Portland this weekend? Miss you. Miss you. World crumbled. How long? Since last fall. On off. Thought closure. Lie cracked. Sobs. Betrayal bloomed full. Not one slip, but a fair shadow. Out. For good. He begged. Love you. Love's truth. Door shut final. Grief tsunami. Sketches ash. Shifts survival. Eli held. Rise. Rise I did, book tour solo, cities healing. Hunter vanished. Idaho return? Text ceased. Spring solo, launch success, crowds cheering. Summer solitary. Coast alone, waves whisper freedom. Fall felled alone. House hunt paused, self found. But December dusk, knock soft, hymn thinner, eyes haunted. Forgive. No. Doorhef. But here. Words poured. Therapy intensive. Tyler cut. Sadie intervention. Lost everything. Found self. Want you? Only if whole. Whole. Mirror held my scars, his. Try. Door opened. Slow, scarred, but step. Winter wrapped us tentative. The apartment a cocoon of cautious threads. His things half unpacked in the spare room. My sketches pinned walls like talismans of resilience. No rush. I repeated his earlier line, now mantra mutual. Therapy tandem continued, sessions dissecting the affair's roots. His fear of stagnation, Tyler's allure as escape uncomplicated. I chased easy, he admitted one afternoon, couch sagging under shared weight. You were hard, real. Deserved better. Better looked like actions. Phone passwords shared, check-ins daily, date nights mandatory, Broadway walks, no bars. Laughter returned stuttered, over burnt pancakes or bad movie marathons. His head my lap, fingers combing buzz renewed. My book tour loomed February, West Coast swing, Nocturne sequel teased. Proud, he said, tickets booked his. Your spotlight. Spotlight shared. Launch in LA, him front row beaming, post-signing dinner stars overhead. To sequels. Toast raised, hotel beds celebrating soft. Spring unfurled forgiveness. Joint runs park, breaths synced, hands linked unhidden. Sadie visited with babe, coos filling space. Us uncles doting. Second chances, she whispered, rocking nephew. Rare. Cherish. Cherish we did, house hunt resumed. Victorian charm in Fremont. Offer accepted May. Moving day chaos. Boxes labeled hours. Sweat and swear words. Pizza reward on bare floors. Home, he murmured. Paint splattered. Kiss flower dusted. Summer solstice 3rd. Backyard vow renewal. Eli officiant impromptu. Waves crashed distant memory. Rings twisted tighter. Promises polished. Through gales. Gales gusted minor. His internship promotion, late nights drafting but calls nightly. My third book brainstormed, heroes evolved, redemption arcs earned. Not given. Pride marched triumphant. His button upgraded. Partner in crime and love. Fall harvested growth. Ma's visit extended. Kitchen lessons. Pie crusts rolled. Stories softened. Healed your father in him, she said, oven warm. Healed. Word waited Thanksgiving. Table full, Eli's crew. Sadie's family. Toasts teary. To tables built. Hunter raised. Hand mine under linen. Winter whispered doubts dormant. New Year's balcony. Fireworks bloom. Unbroken? He asked, champagne fizz. Bent beautiful. Kiss snowflaked. Life layered luminous. His degree pursued. Bridge design sketch joint. My series optioned Netflix pitch. Queer noir. Execs buzzed. Us on screen, I joked. Script reads aloud. But climax crested quiet. April anniversary 4th. Sleepwalking echo. Him at door, eyes clear. Awake, murmured, kneeling. Marry me? Proper. Box opened, ring gold, north etched. Breath caught. Tears yes. Yes. Wedding plan summer. Small, beachside cannon. Guests kin chosen. Vows exchanged, waves crash. From hate to heart, his voice steady. Forever north. Forever tasted salt sweet. Reception danced barefoot. Years folded. House filled laughter, his firm founded. Cane bridges. Inclusive hires. My novels stacked shelves. Adaptations aired. Viewers demanding resonance. Sadie's boy toddled visits. Nephew calls uncle. Ma softened full. Pop's shadow faded grace. One dusk, balcony swing are now herbs overgrown. Remember the kiss? He asked, head my shoulder. Sleepwalk to soul. Smile shared. Soul deep, love's legacy. Compassion carved from cuts. Freedom forged fire. Identity owned unapologetic. In Seattle's endless rain we bloomed queer whole home.